up just there. Right, we're going to set the car up for what we're going to do then. So we're going to go for low range. Low range, just a set of lower gears, gives you more control when you're off-road. It's really good actually for reversing the caravan. If you're reversing into a tight spot, it'll give you more control.
Right.
I'll show you the difference later. So yeah, you've got to be in neutral to start with, and then I'm just going to press the low range button. The display in front of me will say low range selected. So once we've done that, I'm just going to pop it back into park. Now I'm going to think about terrain response. So looking at where we are, we're on a gravel track. If we slippery, we've actually got a program for that, grass, gravel and snow. So that's the program I'm going to select. So because I've selected grass, gravel and snow, if you have a look out front, we're going up on the air suspension. So that is giving us more ground clearance, better approach, ramp and departure angles as well. It has also put hill descent control on automatically for us.
Right, okay.
By selecting low range, we're telling it we're going off-road, so it's trying to look after us. Now, hill descent control is adjustable. You get a green band with a little green indicator within it, and you can use the cruise control to adjust its set speed. So just to show you, I'm going to set it down to its minimum speed there. Just use the cruise control button, the little green indicators right at the bottom of the band. So all I need to do now is just put my feet flat on the mat.
Yeah.
The car will do the rest. So it's using the ABS, braking each wheel individually, and it does a better job than us. It really does. Now, if there's snow on this hill, and we do get a little bit of snow, come to this corner, if you press your brake pedal too hard as you're turning, you don't always make it around the corner, you're sort of heading in there. There we go. Yeah, they're not just for what we do.
I think the most I've been off-road, or in any conditions that might be considered off-road, was on the way here. I went through a foot of water in some sort of ford.
You did, yes.
But I didn't sort of go into any kind of wade or anything. I just kind of just took it steady, went through there.
That's it. Yeah, and that's the best way, take it steady. Really, all I'm doing there is showing you that hill descent control for going down hills, not for going up hills. So it won't take you up things. As I say, the clue's in the name for going down. So I've got to use accelerator, a little bit of gentle accelerator pedal.
So even though it's showing on now, it's automatically not actually engaged. Is that basically how it works? It's got some sort of accelerometer or some kind of
a gyroscope.
Gyroscope, that's the word I was looking for.
There we are. Yeah, gyroscopes. So there, if we came up and onto the top of the hill, it's there. As soon as you're off your accelerator pedal,
right,
it kicks back.
So you don't have to constantly be switching it on and off.
No. Now it's on, we'll just leave it on.
Right.
We'll leave it on. It's like low range. You just leave low range on. If you look at what we're driving on, you don't want to be going quickly. Think about wheels and tyres and bodywork and mechanical sympathy as well. It will, but it's really hard on the vehicles. It's hard on the occupants as well. It's just off-road. Ideally, you want to be as slow as possible, as fast as necessary. Right, a little mound to get up and over.
Yeah.
So if I'd never been here before, I would go and stand on the top of that, so I can see what's on the other side.
Right.
I don't want to just drive over things blindly.
Yeah.
So I'd always have a little walk and check things out if I wasn't sure. Use some brake pedal there as well as my hill descent control. That's on, standing by. Oh, I wanted to go a little bit slower. All I've done is get lined up, square on, ready to go up. Keep my steering nice and straight, and I'm really gently just going to apply that accelerator. And that's where the camera's coming. So yeah, if you look out at the windscreen, there's not much to see. The cameras you can actually see in the right hand camera where the road goes. So yeah, just keeping it going, keeping it moving. Nice and gently we're going to come up and over the top. And we're going to pause just there. So I'm all lined up again, wheels straight, ready to go down. I'm going to let hill descent control do it. You might notice
I should have put my 5-point harness on, shouldn't I?
This bit's not too bad, but it will get a little steeper.
I'm going to become inverted, I'll be...
Well, you did actually mention the windscreen, didn't you? Yes, so with hill descent control, there's a system built into it called gradient release control. Now what this does, it doesn't just let brakes off, it releases them gradually. So it stops the car running away initially, then hill descent control will do the rest for you. So if I jump off, we have that nice slow release, and hill descent control does the rest for us. And down we come. And we'll see if it will just come out of the little hole on its own, all on tick over, and yes, just about, I think. Yep, it will. Just move forward. So if we were in your lovely 130, which way would you go now?
What of these two options? I'd go around that grass bit, round the back of that tree and back.
Spot on. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Back is another option. Go back. Obviously we're going to do the rocks. We're going to get over the rocks so we can show you rock crawl program. So you can turn the down, but it is touch screen as well. Rock crawl program. Keep your eyes on the diffs. See what the diffs do as we come across here. The 90. Well, we're very lucky. We don't have to worry about the batch. This is where cameras come in. I'm going to use the left-hand camera predominantly. I'm going to follow that edge round so I can see the edge of the rocks. I'm going to press a pedal across here. It will do it all on tick over with that low range. I'm going to check my door mirror as well. I don't just rely on my camera. And it's just going to creep round there for us. All on tick over. I'm going to change the program again. So looking where we are, I think we're going to be okay with grass, gravel and snow. It's sort of a gravel track with puddles on, so potential for being slippery. Yeah. So side slopes are particularly nasty things because your centre of gravity goes up with work. So if you're fully loaded, you're more likely to slide or even roll than if you're in the 130 and it's empty. So we're just going to come around here nice and gently. Got to be careful with the rocks. So I'm using, well, just the window for this one down here with the paint on it. I'm using a little bit of brake, clear of that rock there. So if I bring us around, oh now, back wheels off the ground there.
Yeah.
It shows you which wheels are spinning. The front one might be off a little bit as well. So really gently, I'm just going to add a bit more power to get traction control to help us there. I stop us just there. How many degrees is that then? How steep do you think that is?
It looks like about 30.
Steep, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We can have a look. We can measure it. So if I go into 4x4, I press OK. 15.
15. Right, okay.
Does feel more, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Yeah. I'll get you past 25.
I don't know what it feels like on your side, but it actually it probably feels more on your side. You're higher.
I've been before, yeah. So it's yeah, it's really interesting. It does feel a lot more than 15 degrees, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's hard to just gauge, isn't it, when you're trying to think about things, but
it's a bit of a trick as well with the dry stone wall and the trees. It makes it a bit harder to guess as well. We get a lot of engineers that they get it right as they come and we do it with them. Well, there we go.
Swines. Right, he's now demonstrating. This is a Land Rover Defender 90 as he's coming down this kind of steep rock face. I'm just off to the side here so I can jump in the river if needs be. He's using the descent control, I believe, or maybe he's using the hand brakes. Just keep to one side.
hop out. Let's just jump out quickly. There's a nice little mound for you to step out there, as opposed to the
This
puddle.
door's heavier than mine.
It's the angle it's at.
I know.
Made it, look. Just have a look at the front wheel.
And that'd be useful for changing a tyre, wouldn't it, I suppose, as well.
Yes, yeah. But you can't always get to this point when you've got the
Sort of distance that there is. If you'd have asked me, well, even if we were off the ground in time, I wouldn't know that.
time for a bit of action.
Oh, do I have to do things? Nobody said anything about me having to
You
do
need to
it.
get sat here and get turning this.
So I'm just coming to
steering
film. It'd be a bit sort of, if I didn't include this in the video, it'd be a bit kind of self-steering now as well. I'm just
rather than using. Wait, let's put the camera in. Nice suspension, just lovely. Hopefully.